Good morning. It is July the 14th. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Great to have you with us. We've got a great half hour for you. Some great news and information on HCC, and we're going to take you out to the restaurant in the Montrose area, a legendary one. Stick around for that. I've got a co-host joining me. Let me see if she's ready. Carolina, are you there?
Yes, Todd. Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Carolina. Thanks for being here with us. I was just welcoming everybody to the show. We've got a number of guests lined up, and I want to ask you to maybe share some information about our social media because people can follow us there.
Absolutely. So please follow us on all of our social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, and also share this episode with anyone to keep up to date with all of our latest episodes as well.
That's right. Okay, stick around. I'm going to introduce one of our guests, and I've got a short statement before we take you out to a restaurant. But Amanda Materre is joining us. She's an author, an Alief ISD educator and mentor, and she's an instructor with HCC's Community Learning Program. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. So great to be here.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to hear from you. And we look forward to speaking with you. If we can ask you to stand by, we're going to be with you in about 10 or 11 minutes. Before we get to our first guest of the show, we have a very somber note. We want to send our condolences out to the family and friends of Dr. Sue Cox. You may recognize the name. Dr. Sue Cox is the former president of Houston Community College's Southwest College. She passed away following a lingering illness. Our current president at HCC Southwest, Dr. Madeline Hopkins, of course, knew Dr. Cox very well and shared the following statement with us. Dr. Hopkins said, Dr. Cox was a visionary and pioneering lady. She was the first president of HCC Southwest and always led with a commitment to academic excellence, faculty development, and student support. Through her partnership with Mayor Scarcella, she was instrumental in the creation of the HCC Stafford campus, which is now one of the top 3 largest campuses of the district. She was a founder of the annual Beta Check program in support of faculty development. Dr. Cox was a strong advocate of the intensive English program and kept her president's office at the Gulfton campus where the program flourished, even after the opening of the West Loop campus. As a leader in her role as college president, she was known for her passionate advocacy of the role of colleges in serving the local communities and the needs of students. She was a trailblazer at HCC, a mentor to many, when she opened doors of leadership opportunities for many. As an institution, we were blessed to have her as a leader, and on a personal note, we were blessed to know her, to work with her, and to laugh with her. R.I.P. Sue Cox. To her closest friends, such as Dr. Cheryl Peters, she was a tour guide of the world, taking honors college students to Greece, Italy, Turkey, China, Africa, France, many more countries. She says they traveled on trains in Mexico, snorkeled in Costa Rica, and visited Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Cheryl also applauds Dr. Cox for modeling leadership for a generation of women at HCC and showing how to live a life of purpose and meaning while always having fun and laughter. We will miss you, Dr. Cox. Please rest in peace. Our condolences once again go out to her family and friends. We are going to move on now, taking you to one of Houston's most legendary restaurant institutions, Tony Mandola's Gulf Coast Kitchen. We've got Phyllis Mandola, the co-founder and co-owner. She's our Tasty Tuesday guest. Good morning, Phyllis. I think we've got your mic muted there. If we can get your mic unmuted, we'll get back with you. Can we get the mic unmuted? There we go. I think, well, nope, not yet. Still muted there. We're having a few technical difficulties. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Phyllis, how are you?
Hi, it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
I appreciate you being here. You're right down the street from my house, pass by your place all the time. Tell us about, well, tell us about the Mandolas, because your family started in the business, both the Laurenzos, then the Mandolas. Maybe you can give us a little bit of history, because we're all familiar with the name, but not many people may not know the history of the restaurants.
A lot of people are curious about how the Laurenzos and the Mandolas got together. And the truth is, it started way before the restaurant business. The Mandolas and the Laurenzos went to Annunciation Grade School, and That's where we first interacted. Tony was a few years older, but I was in his younger brother's class, Damien. And I always had an eye on Tony. I voted for him as the King of the Spring Festival when I was in the 5th grade. Now, my parents were always in the food business, not restaurant, food. We grew up next to a tortilla and pizza factory. And on several summers, Tony would come over and help my mom and get a little summer job and make some walk around money for college. Eventually, Tony and I started dating. And as we were dating, my mother opened her first restaurant, Ninfa's on Navigation.
Right.
Yeah, Tony was the first grill man, and I was the first waitress.
Mm-hmm. And that's some incredible history. What was, I know your mom's first restaurant, but what was your first restaurant together with Tony?
Our first restaurant together we opened in 1982. We opened the Blue Oyster Bar.
Yeah.
Tony was restless to forge his own path, and we loved my mother-in-law's gumbo, and I loved the Blue Oyster, not the Blue Oyster Bar, it was called Captain Benny's Oyster Bar.
Yeah. I
would stop as a child with my dad to eat oysters on the way to the Astros game. And it was just a fun environment, and it was a nice memory. And I thought, well, why don't we just do a seafood restaurant? His brother had Italian restaurants. My family had Mexican restaurants. And we thought, let's just do our own thing. Of course, I didn't stop to think about the food costs, and seafood is a lot more expensive than beans and tacos and spaghetti. But nevertheless, we did make a name for ourselves in this city.
And I remember quite well the Blue Oyster Bar. And from what I remember, didn't you guys obviously have I remember the marquee with being in neon outside the bar. Was that the one? Wasn't it on Richmond, or there was a location on Richmond?
No. Our first location was on the Gulf Freeway.
The Gulf Freeway. Okay. Yeah. But I remember I've gone to it many, many years ago. So obviously seafood became your thing. It's kind of a perfect marriage in many ways because you're close to the Gulf Coast where you can source the seafood and get it in fresh for you daily.
That's right. That's right. And we're very fortunate. We have some of Tony searched for the best oyster beds, and if it's not fresh and if it's not high quality, we weren't going to serve it. We learned that from our mothers. Over the years, we evolved as a restaurant, and we opened another location called Tony Mandola's Seafood. It was on Shepherd for a couple of years till we jumped over to West Gray for 23 years.
Okay. And where you are now, you're coming to us live from the Montrose area. And is that the location you're considering, West Gray, which is off of, it's in the Montrose, but it's really off of Waugh, just south of West Gray, I believe.
No, that interim location on West Gray literally was on West Gray. It was in the River Oak Shopping Center.
Okay.
And Tony had an itch to buy a piece of land and to build a building, and he did that, and it was a lot of fun. But we are actually moving our location and going back to the Blue Oyster Bar concept.
Oh, wow. Okay, when will that happen?
This fall.
This fall. All right, so we'll look for that. You've got something you're going to prepare for us today?
I do. It's called Shrimp Cocktail Vincente. My brother-in-law, Damien, I mentioned earlier, had recommended we make these oyster dishes. It's called Oysters Damien, with fried oysters with pico de gallo. So his other brother, Vincent, said, well, what about me? Where's my name on the menu? And so we came up with this shrimp cocktail. It is a combination. A lot of our food is a result of our culture.
Sure.
Mexican influence, Italian influence, and Cajun influence. And so this is a shrimp cocktail Vincente. We got some fresh boiled shrimp. And we have some spicy cocktail sauce. It's pretty simple. I've given this recipe to friends in Georgia, and they always create this for their parties in Macon, Georgia, and Atlanta. And we have some pico de gallo, and the pico de gallo is actually in a seafood broth. which gives it a little extra kick. And you mix that. And the last thing you're going to add is avocado. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
you don't
good.
skimp on the avocado. You want to make sure you got enough avocado on there. Incredible. Incredible.
Okay, and then you just squeeze a little lime. Look at this. My mouth is watering.
Oh, yeah.
I've always said that the reason I have friends is because they want to invite me over to bring this.
Oh, I'm originally from New Orleans. I'm very partial to, seafood. I grew up with seafood. So coming to Houston was a big thing because, there's obviously a lot of seafood. It's gotten so popular over the past 20, 30 years in the Houston area. It seems like a perfect marriage, as I mentioned before, with the influence of culture, because you've got something there like a traditional seafood cocktail, but adding Hispanic influence to it with the different ingredients.
And we have a lot of customers, a lot of clients who come in and taste our gumbo, and they said, this is just like my mother's or my grandmother's. And that's the secret of our business, is the consistency.
Yeah.
And it always tastes the same. And the reason it does is because we've been very fortunate. The people in the kitchen have been with us 30 to 35 years.
That says a lot.
Cooks, same wonderful ladies, and we've helped put a lot of generations through school, and some of them have gone to HCC.
We appreciate that. Phyllis, I want to ask you a personal question, though. When you go out to eat on your own with your husband, where do you guys want to go? Do you just choose one of the restaurants of the family, or where do you like to go?
We do both. We choose family restaurants because we know their quality. That's for sure. We also like to swing out and do Indian food and Asian food. And I have a daughter who's a foodie, so she's always introducing us to new places as well. So we don't have enough time to eat everywhere we want to go.
I bet not. Phyllis Mandola, co-owner and co-founder and co-owner of Tony Mandola's Gulf Coast Kitchen. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you joining us on the show. That dish looks delicious. I could eat it every day.
Come by.
I'll be by there.
All righty.
Thank you, Phyllis. You take care.
This was fun.
We are going to move on now on Tasty Tuesday. We're going to move over to Amanda Materre. Amanda is an author, an educator, and mentor, as well as an instructor for HCC's Community Learning Program. Amanda, you sound very busy from your titles. What are you always doing some type of work? I imagine you also work full-time for Alief ISD?
Yes, I do. It's all about optimization. I feel, just making sure while you're here, all the gifts that you have, they say you can only be good at one thing. I think you can be good at many things. You just have to figure out how it works best for you. And then on top of that, I'm also a student. I'm getting my doctorate degree. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You are one of the busiest people I imagine around. What keeps you busy as well? I understand you are an entrepreneur as well.
Yes. So when I was 19, I started my first business, which was basically helping people to optimize what they have, to use what they have in order to kind of create the foundation for where they want to go in life. And at the time, I thought it was going to be people outside of the community. I was at Xavier University in New Orleans at the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And it actually turned out it wasn't like just people outside the community. My own classmates needed it as well. And so when I created that, I started doing it for businesses. And then the next thing you know, I contacted Mr. Ravi Brumbat of HCC, and he helped me with the community workshops, Boss Up workshops, and it just kind of took off from there.
And you've also taken on a role with our community learning workshops. Maybe you can tell us about that.
Yes. So the community workshops are more geared towards, we did social media 101, which was fun because we went and talked about the analytics behind it, how you can be more present on social media, whether you want to, if you don't want to. It was for one of our, more seasoned target audiences, and trying to make sure that they could see that social media is for everyone. You just have to tailor the experience to what you need. Upcoming next, I believe I have computer basics. And then there is on July 27th. And then there's another one about kind of all the how-tos on online shopping, do's and don'ts.
That social media workshop, I'm gonna have to sign up for that with you. I'll work with our social media team, but I'm still learning all the ins and outs. I'm still trying to figure out things like how to post a link on Instagram, and which things that can be tricky, little things like that. You said optimization is your theme of the year. What does that mean to you?
So it's just using everything after, the pandemic. It gave me an opportunity I just finished my master's degree in the midst of that. And I just wanted to make sure everything that I've learned, I'm also giving it to other people. I'm really big about sharing your gifts with the world to others, because you never know how your story can impact others. So, I'm just trying to make sure everything that I can do, I'm doing it to the fullest of my ability.
You've written a book, you're an author. Tell us a bit about the book.
So I wrote a book called Full Disclosure, and it should be available everywhere. And you can check out the website, fulldisclosure.me. But I wrote a book. I started when I was 14, writing the book. It was a coping mechanism for me to just kind of get through life. And then, so on and so forth. Years passed, and 13 years later, I was ready. But it's really just more so using my experiences to help others. I love it. It's a quick and easy read. And, it's already gotten to different places I didn't expect it to go. I mean, I had people who I didn't know buying the book, and I was just like, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool here. And especially if you can get them to review your book and give you a good review on Amazon too. That always works out pretty well too, right?
Definitely.
What would be if people are, a lot of people are struggling right now with COVID. Many people have lost their jobs during COVID, or maybe getting back into college to get some certifications or education to get a better job, earn more money, or get back in the work market. What advice would you give our viewers who may be going through some tough times right now?
One, I think it's very important that you're authentic and your authentic self. I believe that authenticity is the bridge to vulnerability, and just understanding who you are and how you want to navigate things is very important, and that you can go and reinvent yourself if you want to. I don't think you should shortchange yourself in any way. I know that there are things that have been scary, but I've never felt, more blessed, more productive unless I'm outside of my comfort zone. If I'm in my comfort zone, I feel like I'm doing a little growth, but when I go outside of my comfort zone, it's a little scary, but I feel like that is where you find, your niche, your blessings, and kind of go from there.
Are you, what do you wind up giving a lot of advice to the kids at Alief as far as when it gets to getting into college and where to steer their life?
Yes. I was just talking to my summer school kids about this. I was telling them that just because you haven't had anyone in your family to do it doesn't mean that you cannot be the first. Someone has to be the one that, is paving the bricks and being the pioneer. And although it, gets a little fuzzy because you don't have a clear path, I would just tell them to continue to go for it and continue to immerse themselves in what's best for them. Another thing that I talk to them about is coping and social emotional skills. I have overcome depression and anxiety. And, I let them know it's okay to talk about your feelings and write it out in positive ways, turn those negatives to positives, even, just a little bit, even if it's a couple of deep breaths, and I think those are the big things that I talk to them about.
Amanda Materre, author and mentor and instructor here at HCC's Community Learning Program. Thanks for being here with us on the show. We'd love to catch up with you again sometime in the future. Once again, where can they go to find your book?
You can find the book at fulldisclosure.me, and all of my handles for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook are going to be at Amanda Materre, and I'd love to have great conversations with you guys.
Absolutely. Amanda, thanks for joining us today. If you'd like to catch up with Amanda, find her book, find her in social media. We'll put her handles and her links in our social media post. Take care, Amanda. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right. We are going to move on. Carolina Linares is our co-host this morning. Carolina, why don't you tell the folks about the drive-in? I am burning up, so I'm going to take this jacket off and we'll run over and turn my AC down. So get started with it, all right?
Absolutely. So for all the Disney movie lovers, the student life has stars in their eyes. So you can bring your family and friends to one of these fun nights under the stars, but reserve your parking space now. So there are 2 different dates. The first drive-in movie is going to be Disney's Soul. It's a wonderful movie. I would love to watch it again. It's at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, July the 14th. And this one is going to happen in Stafford campus. or you can go to the drive-in movie, the Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon. Haven't watched that one, so it would be good to go at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, July the 21st. And this will happen on Spring Branch campus. So if you want more information, you can also go to hcc.studentlife@hccs.edu. And also they will provide free popcorn, drinks, and other goodies. So it will be available for first come, first serve at a first come, first serve basis. And all students, faculty, and staff are welcome.
Okay. All right. Good deal. And I'm taking off this jacket. I got an event later I got to put it on for, so I'll be hot later. No jacket now. Okay. Summer fitness with rec sports. That's going on. You know, rec sports, our student life, they have been just, knocking it out of the ballpark over the last year and a half, especially during COVID, keeping you up to date, activities online, and they're doing it again. They've got Zumba on Zoom. That's right. I came up with that phrase. Okay. Anyway, they have Zumba. It's on Zoom, 6 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, and boot camp, noon Tuesdays and Thursdays. For more information, we'll give you a link to their social media in their social media post for the show. And free haircuts are back. If you want a free haircut, if you're a faculty, staff, or student, free haircuts are now offered on Wednesdays at HCC Central. Walk-ins are welcome, except at lunchtime between 12 and 1. They need to take a break to get something to eat. Just show up at the JB Whiteley building. Make sure you bring your ID card, and they will hook you up with a free haircut. We'll have an email address if you have questions in our social media post. You want to tell everybody about the Summer Shorts Drama Practicum?
Yes, so HCC drama majors will be featured in a YouTube series of short plays to challenge them in their acting techniques. So this will happen on a Thursday, July 15th, this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. You don't have to register, and if you need more information, you can contact Deborah.schultz@hccs.edu, and we'll provide more information on our post.
Okay, you can earn your degree for free. That's right. The Eagle Promise Program. If your federal and state grants and scholarships don't cover all you need for an eligible HCC degree or certificate, Eagle Promise dollars are here to do that. Don't wait. Apply today. Go to hccs.edu/freedegree. We also have funding available from the HERF program that is, it's available to all of our students enrolled in the fall. So how do you get it? Well, you can go to financial aid, look on the website, Google financial aid, and it's emergency funding. It's provided by the government because of COVID. And this is funding that's available for students. How much did we get here at HCC? Tried close to $60 million. That's right, $59 million to be exact. So if you enroll in the fall, that's the catch. You have to be a student in the fall. You get on that payment plan. Say you have scholarships or grants that pay for most of your college. You can apply for the HERF funding, and they're paying it out twice next semester in the fall to cover your cost. It can pick up the rest of your tuition. It can pick up your books. You need childcare. Maybe you need some gas for your car, transportation needs. That funding can help you get to school, get to college, earn your degree, and get out in the workforce. So really the key is now is the time to apply for community college, especially here at Houston Community College, because we have funding to pick up the costs of your tuition, in many cases, all of it. Okay, fall enrollment is open. And Carolina, why don't you tell folks about the ways they can learn? We've got 5 of them.
Yes, we have the 5 options, including face-to-face and hybrid, but classes are small. So as I mentioned before, register now. The first option is going to be online anytime. So it's traditional online classes without a scheduled lectures. And the second one is online on a schedule. So it's online, but the virtual lectures are scheduled at dates and times. And the hybrid lab is a lab class that meets safely face-to-face on campus and virtually. But remember, they're small, so you have to register early. The hybrid course is lecture class that meets safely face-to-face on campus and virtually. So they accommodate both things. And the last one is in-person class, is safe face-to-face courses with the traditional meeting pattern. So remember, it's face-to-face. So classes have already begun this summer, and it will continue in the fall. For all registration, for all HCC programs, you can go to hccs.edu/now.
And Carolina, have you signed up for classes in the fall in person?
No, I might sign up for spring of the next year. Yes.
Okay. All right. So the main thing is Carolina mentioned, if you want to sign up for these classes, make sure you sign up early, because those in-person classes are going to be very small. They'll hold a number of them, but if you want to get the instructor you want, the time you need, and the campus you'd like, make sure you sign up early at hccs.edu/now. Tomorrow we've got, we're welcoming back HCC film instructor Randy Ramsey to talk about the Swamp Media Project. That's a pretty cool deal, the Southwest Alternative Media Project. And we've got our fitness guest on tomorrow, Doc on the Run. Dr. Christopher Segler will join us for his regular fitness guest segment. He'll be talking about running for beginners, so make sure you're there. He's also an HCC grad. Carolina, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much, Todd, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you're back tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow, and I'll be here all the way till Thursday. Dr. Tony will be back on Friday. But one way or another, we'll be back live 10 a.m. tomorrow right here on Up to the Minute. See you then.